News on 97.3 FM. Eyewitness News. Be there as it happens. City News.
It's 17:30 GMT. This is Eyewitness News on 97.3 Citi FM. I am Umaru Sanda Amadou, and tonight I'm here with
Eno Safo.
And coming up over the next 90 minutes, NPP parliamentary candidate for Amenfi East receives backlash for inciting Galamsey operators against state security agencies. We'll be hearing from him. Also coming up, National Identification Authority workers commence a strike nationwide over conditions of service. We'll tell you what that means to your request to obtain a Ghana card. And later on Eyewitness News, jurors in Ghana have threatened to demonstrate over the government's inability to pay their allowances from July 2023 to May 2024. Stay with 97.3 Citi FM for more on this and many other stories on Eyewitness News. And in business, we'll be doing business in the next 50 minutes here on Eyewitness News. We are coming to you from number 11 Dr. Martin Loop in Adabraka in Accra. We are also around the globe on citynewsroom.com. We are live on YouTube. We are on Facebook. We are interactive. Do join us with your messages 0549 986 996 0549 986 996. You can send tweets using the hashtag CityNewsroom. Tweet at Umaru Sanda or at City973. We're going to start off from Kasua in the central region, where the NDC parliamentary candidate for Owutu Senya East, she was on point blank last week. And after that, during that interview, my conversation with her, we discussed her strategy and also issues relating to a gun that was supposedly found on her. She said that gun belonged to her. It was registered in her name. Now, she said she was protecting herself because she thought and felt that the police were not protecting her enough. Now, subsequent to that, she got arrested and then brought to the Cantonment Police Headquarters here in Accra. The whole of Friday night, NDC members were there keeping vigil, supporting her. Subsequent to that, a number of issues arose. We'll be trying to unpack some of the issues for you. She has since been granted bail. We were seeking to speak to her to understand what happened afterwards. That's a story that we are looking at here on the Eyewitness News. Before we go there, from one parliamentary candidate, let's go to another. This one is the NPP parliamentary candidate for the Amenfi East constituency in the Western region. His name is Ernest Frimpong. Now, he was captured in a video speaking to miners, small-scale miners. And the small-scale miners, that meeting was in the presence of the minister, regional minister for Western Region, Honorable Kwabi Ochedakun, and then we'll talk to him.
Official, when you are going to some millions of humanity. It will be about science, how are going to say, question, it's our power. So, about petrol, and yet, petrol now, so there's this security services here, all woman. And my road business, it is a while from now 5 million, 3 million, 10 million, now the total price of 1 to 4, 1 of the man. $7 million percent. Because the police for this soldiers told you that them at the office, at cases are more man, you know, who you have from you. And in Sinaria, or be patrol, as I said, when they are high. So while full of money, the wild person of the mama, on board the mama. But so the paper said, or you soldier need it, pay too much in pay. but you control what my own idea and track ideas or more Mongo Pamela. Oh, yes. So, my patrol or my patrol, and the Akase authority on the age you must have children, that Jeffrey is a. You don't know where you got more mature, or also here you got two children. I say, but the women are say, we know where Ghana for. And Bravo, we are more by so here you make it, or no, I want to move on with a poor woman. The moon is hard as a serious picture. More than 2-3 months as a serious bed in the chat. Meaning, Saita, only police for Kenya or Malaysia, your fire call can be more, and the police will do check will be out. But the open be out, or I'll be out about a week or about 3, 4, 5. When you have Mama police, or when you want me, I might your mocha. When you have Mama Sujani, or when you want me, I might your mocha. And if you also got the idea of go to some. And before action now, hey, to go, there will be better to do this. Maybe, what do you know? What you see actually? And the answer, man. Picture me a and Lutina, on what you do list, and I'm with Dina or number. Nina, what training number on the critique platform and medals, the MC medals, the regional minister with the labor tissue. Now, I say, what they say. So, what site the video people are now in the air here? Would you have a baby and let you eat dinner? Now, voice message, actual platform, as you said, Mrs. Fishenzo, Asomji, soldiers, Phoebe, Abaha, almost say, almost machine. They say a marshal, the fair marshal, final proceeding. Saturn, some men see your and better friends, he said, on Professor Easy.
So that is Ernest Frimpong. He is NPP parliamentary candidate for Amenfi East in the Western region. He's actually joined us on the line. Sir, you're welcome to Eyewitness News.
Hi, good evening. How are you?
I'm well, thank you. We are in the season of leaked tapes, and doctored tape is usually the refrain we hear in these tapes. I just want to be sure. Is that your voice?
Yeah, absolutely.
Who are you speaking to? Where were you speaking?
Yes, please.
Hello?
Yeah, Thunder.
Yeah. Who were you speaking to, and where was this?
This is 5th April in my constituency, and I was doing an engagement with minors. When I became the parliamentary candidate in December, I started engaging stakeholders. So that was the engagement with minors, and a number of concerns were raised, and we were addressing it.
I see. I saw in the video that the regional minister was there too. He's MP for Takrady.
Yeah.
Why did he have to be at Amenfi East with you?
Oh, I invited him. In fact, there was a chief who also represented the paramount chief, a number of dignitaries. There was a Amenfi West parliamentary candidate also there, and a number of them who came to support my engagement with the miners.
So my platform broadcast in the English language. That audio I played was in Chi. Do you care to speak to my audience about what exactly you were saying that has led to the brouhaha?
Oh, Sandra, I think the best thing to do is to clarify the intention of the statement and probably give more light on it, because a lot of Ghanaians are privy to the short video or the audio that is saying in the 24 seconds out of over 2 hours engagement we had with the miners. And so basically, we were able to distinguish between two forms of operations that is carried out by two groups of people: the legally mandated and authorized security people, and the illegal or unsanctioned operations that is carried out by some people in uniform, assuming to be security persons, and with the intention of extorting money from minors who are legally operating. These are the two groups we were discussing about. And so if you listen to the audio or the video, you realize I was even encouraging them to generously give to these men when they come on patrols to secure their environment and see what they are doing. These people I was engaging are not illegal miners. They were not galamseyers. And so I have been taken out of context that I have incited galamseyers or illegal miners to beat up military men when they come to their site. And that is very unfortunate statement made by GH1 on the same video they have listened. And you look at how you are doing your journalism and how they did yours, and they need to be patient. Probably they have a hidden agenda.
So the people you were speaking to were not galamseyers. Who were they?
Oh, I was engaging minors, legally mandated minors. You know, this government, we have a president who has put in his presidency on the line to fight these menace of galamsey. I, as a parliamentary candidate, cannot and will not encourage galamsey. In my constituency, I'm East. It is the first place the president introduced the community mining scheme 24th July 2019. I held the first community mining secretariat. My relationship with the miners has been very, very phenomenal. The community mining program is a program we have actively participated. We have also launched and inaugurated our district mining committee that is functioning to make sure that all miners are guided to stay away from forests, river bodies, and roads. And a lot of reclamation has been made in Amenfi East. So I engaged these miners, listened to their concerns, and they told me there is a rampant operations carried out by security persons. So I make inquiries, and regional minister was there. He could not attest to a single operation that was sanctioned by the government from January to April. And that the miners were giving us a number of operations, a number of incidents that had happened between the same period. And me, myself, I had intercepted about 5 of these illegal operations that has been going on in the constituency. So I gave them this assurance that, no, look, now we are going to create a WhatsApp platform to put all of you on. The first thing to do is to report that there is a security person in your area. We will clarify to find out whether they are the authorized, legal, sanctioned operation that is being carried by them, or they are part of those who uses it as business. We have people from other parties who uses it as business to create an impression that our government hates minors. So they call their friends in the services, whether they are in or not, friends in uniforms, rent land cruisers for them to come on patrols, on operations to extort money. When they come, they are the violent side. And 2, we have evidence in 2020 elections, when the police were supposed to do their voting on the 1st December, they were doing operations in Amenfi. An operation orchestrated by an NDC people to cause disaffection for our party because it's an election year and they were not going to use. Lo and behold, all 10 electoral areas these people did the operation, we lost all of them. And so I have seen that again early this year. And so I was questioning the people that those who come legally and authorized, you can encourage them to do so because they even give you protection. But those in uniform who are not authorized, who we don't even know they are men from the service or any other people that are not sanctioned to carry out these things. They are doing corruption.
Okay, Mr. Frimpong, if I were a miner, and you've said that these are legal and not illegal miners you were engaging with, I don't know how we can prove that, by the way, but if you have a proof, I'll be happy that you can share that. However, if I'm on my site, how do I know which of the soldiers who have come there are authorized and who are not authorized? How do I know?
I said something about a platform that you give them the opportunity to report. Even without that, I told you that I have held a community mining secretariat from 2019. And these people are miners who have their documents and all. We know them. I am telling you.
Okay. So how would they know which soldier has been sanctioned to do this and who is not?
Any soldier that is sanctioned to carry out authorized operations on mining sites will be given guns. Will be given guns. Even if they will go with land cruisers, they will still have a single or at least one official car that is escorting them.
What does official car mean?
The military and the police, they have their cars. The Ghana Army cars, the Ghana police cars, and all that.
So hold on. So these soldiers who you say are operating without authority, they go without vehicles and guns.
They go with the rented land cruisers.
So you are saying that if they see soldiers arrive in a rented land cruiser, they should disregard them. But if they arrive in a camouflage or registered military vehicle, they should respect them. Is that what you're saying?
I did not say that. Listen to me.
Please explain.
I said that these operations, the people I spoke with, they know them. They know them. Okay? So if you don't know them, no problem. But the people I engage, they know those who are legally operating and those who are illegally operating. They know them. But more often, those doing these illegal operations are the rowdy type. They do it because they want to go fast so that they don't get caught. Just last week, a group of men came to the constituency, reported to be national security operatives, arrested some miners, stood them at the police station, and asked the police to take care of them in their custody. They are going to arrest another group, so that means their car was full and that they cannot carry on another operation, so they come and place them at the police station. Ask the police to take custody of them. They are going for another round and come. When I was called, I went there and I asked the police, where is the entry of the people? What are their identities? Who are they? Or they could say they are national security from Accra. I said, so what? Did they leave you any number? They gave me a number. The number was wrong. No entry for keeping these Ghanaians at the station. So I told them, no, this is illegal. Release them. Immediately, they released these guys. And I am telling you, from last week up to now, those national security operatives did not come back.
Mr. Frimpong, just a second. You went to a police station and authorized police officers who were detaining someone supposedly on the instructions of soldiers. You ordered them. Same thing. You ordered them to release these suspects in custody, and they did.
I released them.
You released them. You opened the cell gates, or you told the police to open it.
They were at the station. They were just at the counter.
With
I told them.
Just a second. So you told the police that let these guys go, and the police did.
Because the number the national security people even left was a wrong number.
Which police station is this, please? I'm curious. Which police station is that?
That's the Wasa police station.
Wasa Ekropon. So the commander there is aware that
the commander wasn't even there.
I know, so if the Wasa Ekropon police commander is listening to us tonight, you are putting it on record that you, Ernest Frimpong, and I'm going to use a mere Ernest Frimpong in the sense that you are a civilian like me, when they gave an instruction for people to be released.
I did not give an instruction.
You said you told them to be released and they were released.
Yes,
That's an
so
order.
I justify. No. I justify why these men are not supposed to be kept.
You are not there as a lawyer standing on their behalf. You are not there as a family member who was coming to sign bail for them. You came there as an instruction
of what is happening. I'm just giving you an example. So
a few things are saying. You are saying to us that hold on a second. So let's just get a few things clear. You are saying to us tonight that there are military people engaging in illegal mining operations or mining operations who are not supposed to be there. You are also saying that there are national security operatives who are moving around, or persons who claim to be national security operatives moving around, effecting arrests, who are not authorized to do so. And you are also saying that if these miners see any of these people, they should not respect them. I'm just curious. A miner name one of your villages in your constituency. I'm not familiar with your area. Mention any random village. You're saying
let me see.
Yes, go ahead. Mention.
Oh, any place.
You mentioned a shosu or a shoe something. If does a miner then know the difference between a properly authorized military man and a military man who is not properly authorized? Can that person know that? Do they even know the ranks of military men?
So, one, I gave you some items that a sanctioned operation, they always go with arms.
I mean, this is your point. Where is it written that soldiers cannot show up? I mean, where is it written that if they come there, they must come with arms and also must be in police or military branded vehicles?
Apart from that, I also made mention of a WhatsApp platform where they report for the necessary clarity to be given. Apart from that, you are not in a Memphis, so you don't understand what I said.
Definitely, but I understand the sense part of the issue. So let me ask you this question.
What I'm saying is that there are people in the constituency who does it as business.
No problem. And you know of these people, but you have not handed them over to the police.
I don't know them. You only hear of the operations, and before you get there, they are gone.
The governments that you belong to, Operation Halt and Operation Vanguard, those were two major deployments that the government did, and you were using soldiers for both.
Yeah.
Are these still in are they still in
I
operation?
know of Operation Halt.
It's still in operation.
But I don't know. I know of Operation Halt.
Okay.
But I don't know of Vanguard.
So how would the people then know that these are operations?
That is why I said that the government will not send people unarmed for operations. And there is no way Operation Hot will move with the team, and there will not be an official vehicle.
Okay, the people who arrested...
There is no way they will move. There is no way they will move without the knowledge of the regional minister, who is the head of the rest.
So if they show up with a gun, that means they are armed. It means they are legitimate.
No, Sandra, you are making this difficult for me.
Help me.
I have given you 3 items.
I know. The 3 things are: 1, there should be an authorization from the regional minister or government official. 2, there should be a vehicle. 3, there should be arms. Must it be all the 3, or there must be one of them?
That is why I'm saying that you in Accra on Citi TV, you may not know what we are saying in Wasa. But my people I spoke with, they knew what I was talking about.
Okay. What I also know in Accra here, even though I've not been to Amenfi before, is that you have said, and my tree is not good. Omubua Bonobi. Something to that effect. If they beat you, you should beat them back. You are inciting the people to beat up the people who come to stop them from engaging in mining activities. Can you explain that's what you said?
I did not see the legally authorized and
Mr. Frimpong, legally authorized. How would they know this person is legally authorized?
I have told you.
No. You see. The members of the Ghana Armed Forces are uniformed officers. One of them was killed somewhere in the central region, Major Mahama Maxwell. We remember what happened. He was lynched by civilians who had a different interpretation for what he was doing there. His statue is here in Accra, near Bemakam, for all of us to remember. What you have done is akin to asking them to lynch a soldier who comes on site. That is as simply as you have done. And you have no way of explaining this lengthy... It's like you want them to hold a checklist and check. Is it a government car? Check. Do they have weapons? Check. Thirdly, then after that, do a voice note and put it on a WhatsApp platform that has you, the DC, and the regional minister. You are inciting violence, and possibly you are asking for people to lynch military men who they see in these mining areas. Unless the president has reversed the order for soldiers to go and prevent illegal mining, what you have done is not right, sir. That's what I'm suggesting to you tonight.
I want to also say that I have been taken out of context because
you have not been. You said they should beat the people who come there, didn't you?
Listen, I did not say they should beat the people who come there. I said if they beat you, which means even if the operation is legal and authorized or mandated, they do not beat people. And so I understand that for the past 7.5 years, there has been a series of operations in the constituency.
So if they beat you, beat them back. That you have said, haven't you?
There has not been any single instance where a military or police officer or any officer in uniform has to beat somebody in a Memphis.
However, you are saying, Mr. Frimpong, that if they beat you, beat them back. That's what you said.
Thunder. Those unauthorized operatives, they come with a lot of these things.
Let's not go. Let's not go around. Just one specific. You said that if they beat you, beat them back. You said that.
Yes, I said that. Very well. It is in the audio. Good. It is in the video.
You want to be a lawmaker, correct? That's why you want to be MP for Amenfi East.
Yes.
Do you know that what you have said is against the rule of law and the dictates of democratic principles?
You are also taking these things out of context.
No. If you just confirmed that you said if they beat you, beat them back. And I'm just saying that, do you know? So if I beat you now, are you going to beat me back or you call the police?
If you beat me, as what?
Anything. If I met you on the street and slapped you, will you slap me back or call the police?
Omar, this is a national television. Why are you doing this to me?
Because that's what you did at the forum, which video is all over the place. You said if they are beaten, they should beat back. You did not say call the police. You said beat them back. You're actually advocating for chaos.
That statement I made, it was in the context, and I've insisted on it.
Do you still stand by that statement?
These illegal people, we don't know them.
So beat them back.
Where will you find them and take them to the police station? Unless you make chaos, then we come and arrest them. Because when they beat you, they are gone. Where are you going to arrest them? Where are you going to report them? We don't even know their whereabouts. They are not official policemen. They are not even policemen. Or they are not even soldiers.
So beat them back.
So that, yes, that's what I said.
You stand by that. You stand by those words.
That is what I have said.
I just want to be sure. I mean, 2 months on, you stand by those words.
Mary, thank you for the interview. I'm grateful.
I'm grateful too. That's Ernest Frimpong. He is NPP parliamentary candidate for Amenfi East in the Western region. This is Eyewitness News on 97.3 Citi FM. The Western Regional Minister, the Honorable Kobi Ochidaku-Mensah, was at that meeting when this gentleman, Ernest Frimpong, made the statement that he made. The Honorable Kobi Ochidaku-Mensah, MP for Takrady, is yet to speak on this matter. We'll be trying to hear from him whether he endorses this position of the parliamentary candidate. Please stay with us.
Eyewitness News. Be there as it happens.
In a world where only the best survives, you need a fuel that can match your drive. A fuel with unparalleled protection for your engine, superior efficiency, and unrivaled performance. A fuel so unbeatable, when you get behind the wheel, you'll focus on what really matters. The journey ahead. That fuel is Shell V-Power, because no other fuel gives your engine better protection, better efficiency, and better performance. Be unbeatable. Drive unbeatable. Shell V-Power. Shell. Go well.
One of the best decisions you could possibly make at the start of your day is to tune in to the Citi Breakfast Show. Insightful, intriguing, intelligent, and informative. The Citi Breakfast Show offers an attractive alternative to the noisy mishmash of morning radio. Tune in to the Citi Breakfast Show for passionate discussions on issues that matter and enjoy interviews where duty bearers and decision makers have their feet held to the fire. The Citi Breakfast Show airs from 6:30 a.m. to 10 a.m. every Monday to Friday, only on 97.3 Citi FM.
Let your voice be heard on Eyewitness News on Facebook at facebook.com/Citi97.3, Twitter at twitter.com/Citi973, and Instagram at instagram.com/Citi973 with the hashtag Eyewitness News.
Yeah, welcome back. Let's do some more stories. Attorney General and Minister of Justice Godfred Yeboah-Dame says his outfit is poised to ensure all three-story building structure. According to Mr. Dame, the practice where state attorneys in various regions operate from makeshift structures or within the office complexes of other state institutions must be a thing of the past. He said this at the commissioning of a 10-story building adjacent to the High Court complex, which is the new office of the Attorney General and Ministry of Justice. Godfred Dame, while delivering his speech, noted his vision to implement what he describes as a modern legal system.
Towards realizing the dream of a modern public legal service, I dare say that the era where regional offices of the Attorney General and Ministry of Justice and other agencies of the ministry perched in the corner of buildings belonging to other government institutions or are sometimes thrown out of premises in which they are licensees should be over soon. I am of the respectful view that every regional office of the Ministry of Justice ought to own at least a 3-story edifice, and I have commenced discussions in this regard with the World Bank towards the possibility of a funding for this project. I've assured the board chairman of the Legal Aid Commission that upon the completion of the Law House, I will spearhead efforts to obtain funding for the construction of a modern permanent office for the Legal Aid Commission. In the meantime, I hereby indicate that I will relinquish the use of the former office block belonging to Office of Attorney General for the Legal Aid Commission to utilize at its new office. Ultimately, the building behind us, which presently houses the Council for Law Reporting, in which the Legal Aid Commission is a licensee, clearly has had 8 better days behind it, and will have to be replaced with a much more modern building in a few years, going through the noble services which the two institutions discharge in our country.
Attorney General and Minister of Justice Godfred Yeboah-Dame. Meanwhile, Chief Justice Gertrude Isaba-Tokonu, while applauding the Attorney General for his efforts in getting the building completed, made calls for the construction of another edifice that will house other agencies like the Legal Aid Commission and Council for Law Reporting.
Access to justice includes facilities for legal education, law reporting, facilities for law reform, facilities for legal aid services, and well-resourced professionals along all of the justice delivery chain. We are still left with providing fitting locations for the several needs of professionals in the justice delivery chain, and I am hoping that sooner than later we will be having another beautiful edifice close by to house the Council for Law Reporting, to house Legal Aid Commission, the Law Reform Commission, the Legal Service Board, and all of the agencies that feed into providing justice to this dear nation of ours.
Chief Justice Gertrude Isaba-Tokonu there. The president of the Ghana Bar Association, Yao Echampong-Boafo, is making a strong case for the discontinuation of the practice of using police prosecutors at lower courts. Mr. Boafo, while speaking at the commissioning of the new law house, noted with concern reports of cases being thrown out against the state based on challenge by police prosecutors to follow rules of evidence appropriately. For the leader of the bar, such practice can be ended if there is a replication of the infrastructure development with accompanying employment of state attorneys at the regional and district levels.
As a member of the Legal Service Board representing the GBA from 2013 to 2021, I am aware there has been an increasing number of lawyers who apply to be employed at the Office of the Attorney General. The time has come for the establishment of a Greater Accra Regional Office and district offices of the Office of the Attorney General. There can be no valid reason for continuing the practice of police officers conducting prosecutions mainly at the lower courts. Reasonable evidence abounds of many instances in which charges have been struck out and accused persons discharged or acquitted at our courts, either for the tardiness and or lack of the knowledge of procedural and evidentiary rules on the part of some police prosecutors. The safe impression has been that things would have panned out differently and the outcomes more positive if those prosecutions had been handled by trained and qualified state attorneys from the Office of the Attorney General. The GBA accordingly advocates for the employment of many more lawyers to the regions and districts to improve efficiency in state prosecutions across the country. I am excited and hope.
Yahweh Champong was president of the Ghana Bar Association. Meanwhile, the Chinese Speakers Association of Ghana, they have debunked claims by the Forestry Commission that it lacks interpreters in prosecuting arrested Chinese illegal miners. According to the association, they have been in existence for the past years, indicating that they are readily available to provide professional translation and interpretation services to facilitate the legal process.
There cannot be any government agency that can claim that they have released Chinese illegal miners because of the lack of interpreters and translators. Because we have a registered association that has hundreds of people who speak Chinese, and we have professional translators and interpreters among us. Some of us have actually translated and interpreted in different forums and organizations.
That was the co-founder of the Chinese Speakers Association of Ghana, Sylvester Demuyako.
This is Eyewitness News on 97.3 Citi FM. We are coming to you from our studios in Adabraka in Accra. We are also around the globe on citinewsroom.com. Let me bring some of the messages that you have been sending through. Maxwell in Abokovi says, all that this man is doing is damage control. He was inciting illegal miners against the security officers charged to check illegal mining. This is a man we may see in Parliament in 2025. It is sad. Daniel Akpalio from Sandema says, a country where politicians drink from hypocrisy, bath from sycophancy, and eat from bribery and corruption certainly cannot win a fight. And the Akapol Jr. and Havomim says the parliamentary candidate must be arrested with immediate effect, as his reckless comment has led to the brutality of an innocent soldier. In fact, I'm just receiving information that there's a soldier who has been assaulted. A military man just sent me that, saying that a military man has been assaulted today, and he believes that it was as a result of the comments that were made by the PC. Al-Hassan Hamdan from Nyoni South says, the recent statement by the PC for the MPP, which calls on disgruntled MPP illegal miners to beat up any soldier or police officer who tries to stop them from mining, is both reprehensible and dangerous. Okro Yeboah from Breman Benin says, the government alone can't fight Galamsey. Therefore, the chiefs and other stakeholders should support the government to fight the canker. Mausia Yeribi Esther says it's deeply concerning and unacceptable that an MPP parliamentary aspirant, Ernest Frimpong, is endorsing illegal mining and inciting violence against authorities responsible for combating this destructive activity. Encouraging attacks on soldiers and police tasked with protecting our environment is reckless and dangerous. Such actions undermine efforts to preserve water bodies and forests, putting our natural resources and communities at risk. This behavior must be condemned unequivocally. This is Eyewitness News on 97.3 Citi FM. Let's go to Kasua now. The NDC parliamentary candidate for Ewutu Senya East, which has Kasua as part of the town, is Phyllis Nakoyo Okuno. She was on point blank last week, but then she had a bad weekend in police cells. She's joined me on the line. Madam, you're welcome to Eyewitness News.
Thank you, Maro. How are you doing?
I'm well. Definitely not the weekend you were looking up to when you left my studios. What happened to you?
Not at all. So, I was invited by the CID headquarters to report to the CID headquarters on Friday around 9 a.m. And when I got there, my statement was taken together with my security guy and my driver. We sat there. No one was saying anything to us until 6 p.m. when we were whisked into the car and straight to the Cantonment police station.
And when you got to the police station, what happened?
They put us behind bars. Yes.
And what reason were you given?
For no reason. As at now, I'm still yet to know the reason for the arrest. But later in the day, I heard there were some discrepancies in the spelling of my name. There was an omission of one letter from the policeman who issued a renewal receipt for the licenses of my gun. That's on all the documents, all my school documents that I have. My name is correct. So now I am being blamed for the fault of a police officer who mistakenly did not spell my name correctly.
You said to me that gun was licensed in your name. So
yeah.
Was that the issue that came up, whether or not the gun belonged to you and whether or not it was licensed? Is that the issue that came up?
Yes, it was whether or not the gun was mine, whether I was licensed in my name. I brought out all the documents. I submitted all the documents to the headquarters, including my Ghana card and everything. But the renewal, my last renewal of the gun, my name was spelled wrongly. And that was the excuse the police gave. Aside that, they haven't come out to say anything on the main reason why I was being detained at the Cantonment police station.
Where is the gun?
The gun is still with the police headquarters.
And you have your receipt to prove that it is yours. You gave that to them, save the wrong spelling of the name.
Exactly. I forwarded all the receipts to them, including the documents of the gun itself.
The police issued a statement, and I'm going to read the second paragraph. They say, suspect Phyllis Na Koyo Okuno has been cautioned on the offense of transfer of firearms without authority, while suspects Abdullah Aziz and Mustafa Mohammed have been cautioned on the offense of possession of firearms without authority. Have they explained this charge to you?
No, because I never transferred my firearm to anybody.
You did not give your weapon to the other two gentlemen?
Nobody uses my weapon. No one.
How come it was in their custody or possession as of the time the police arrested them then?
It was not in their custody. It was in my car.
And where were they? In your car?
They were in my car. Obviously, my driver would drive me. Obviously, my security man would sit in the car with me. So it was in my car.
But you were not in the car at the time?
No, I was having a meeting with the regional commander, with the district commander and the divisional commander and some other police officers just closer to the registration center, where my car was also parked. When the NPP guys attacked my car, attacked my security guy, threatening him with a knife, and my security guy had to shout, commander, to call on the commander to come and rescue him from that place. So the gun was in my car. It was found in my car. There was the NPP thugs that took out the gun from my car before the police officers took charge of the gun.
I'm looking at another paragraph of the police statement that says on Thursday, 6th June 2024, the court remanded into police custody to reappear on 19th June 2024 suspect Usman Haruna for stabbing one person during the disturbances at the office of the Electoral Commission at Ofako. So this is not necessarily related to your issue, but the two persons who you are arrested with, have they been granted bail?
Yes, they've all been granted bail.
Okay. And you yourself, what was the terms of the bail you were granted?
I was just granted bail.
Self-recognized?
Yes, self-recognized.
Okay, and what have they said to you? When are you supposed to come back?
Nothing of that sort.
What is your thinking of what's happening or what happened?
I think we just live in a country where people are not being treated fairly and just. Where I think that people use their political power to oppress the ordinary Ghanaian. I'm not saying this because I have been in the picture, but I'm speaking on behalf of the many Ghanaians who have not been treated fairly. I slept in jail for, let's say, 12 to 16 hours I interacted with the inmates, and Umaru, it is a sad country where people would be on remand for 2 years, where people would be on remand for 9 months, where people would be arrested because perhaps the boyfriend was arrested for stealing, so the girlfriend becomes an accomplice. And so they, 2 years and more, they are still sleeping in cells. It is a sad country. If you don't have the voice, you cannot speak for yourself. But it becomes very difficult for you to defend yourself. So I think it's high time we all rise up against the justice that is happening to the ordinary Ghanaian.
Just out of curiosity, was this your first time behind bars, and what was the experience like, if it was?
It was my first time.
But you spent the night there. When did it dawn on you that you're going to spend the night here, and what was going through your mind? What happened to you? What was your experience?
Okay, so as much as I am, I started picking one or two intel from the body languages of the officials and the rest. So around 5 o'clock, I started making calls. I knew there was something that was not going too well. So by 6 o'clock, when they whisked me into the car, I was not surprised because I expected it. Because I recall when our authorities brought food from the national office, they brought food. I started eating. My driver said he was not hungry. Then one officer said, "Would you ever did you know come on the bed door?" I said,
Do you realize that?
Yes, that perhaps you are going to be their guest.
You have in kitty.
Exactly, you are going to be their guest. So I had to force the guy to eat, and he ate very little. So it dawned on me, like, I think 4:35, that something was going to happen that night. And it's been my first time there, and the feeling has been mixed. It's been a mixed feeling, honestly. It's been a mixed feeling for me.
I'm sorry about that, but thank you for speaking to us.
Thank you too, Marusanda.
That's Phyllis Nakoyo Okuno. She's the NDC parliamentary candidate for Awutu Senya East in the Central Region. This is Eyewitness News on 97.3 Citi FM. We'll talk about the National Identification Authority now.
Applicants visiting the district and regional offices of the National Identification Authority in the Ashanti region have been left stranded due to the ongoing industrial action. Staff of the authority on June 9 declared a strike, citing government's failure to address their poor working conditions. Speaking to City News, some frustrated applicants expressed how badly they had been affected by the situation. They are calling on the government and relevant authorities to swiftly address their issues.
I came all the way from Mamponting to here. We have wasted so much money, and we walked all the way from KJTR to here. That's also a problem because we are tired. We have sat here for so long.
At the moment, I don't live in Ghana. Yeah. And then anytime I come, they said you have to book in advance. It's recently I just find out they can do express. You can do it, but because now I can't do it, and then they are on strike, indefinite strike. So I don't know what I'm going to do.
I came here today to do my Ghana card, to correct one of my names, because I'm applying for a passport. And the deadline is tomorrow for me to submit the passport forms. But when I came here today, they said they were on strike, and I don't have any more time. I have to submit it, do it today, and be able to submit to the passport office tomorrow. So I don't know what I'm going to do now.
Those were some applicants from the Ashanti Regional Office of the National Identification Authority. Jurors in Ghana have threatened to demonstrate over the government's inability to pay their allowances from 2024. The group has been striking for over a month, which has led to the adjournment of all cases that require jury presence, including the J.B. Dankwa murder trial, Gregory Afoko trial, among others. In an interview with Citi News, a juror who spoke on condition of anonymity lamented the lack of response from the government following a meeting with the Chief Justice, Gertrude Tokonu.
It's over a month now. We still don't hear anything. All that we hear is we hear from them, but nothing to show for it. Nothing to show for it. They are aware that we are on strike. They are aware. We met with the Chief Justice about we are in the second week now, about 2 weeks ago. And she promised us that they are looking for money for it. 2 weeks, we are in 2 weeks now. Nothing to show for it. Nothing to show for it. And so we are not asking for increment. We are not asking for any new thing. It is our own agreed money that we are asking for. Now we are getting out of patience now. Either we head towards Parliament, or we just go on or picket before the High Court, or take other steps to see that we get our money. But it is not anything that we have to. We just leave it with them.
You heard a juror speaking to Citi News on condition of anonymity over their ongoing strike. The Private Health Facilities Association of Ghana is bemoaning the slow pace with which the National Health Insurance Authority and the government are taking to clear outstanding payments owed its members. The association issued an ultimatum stating that from June 7, its member facilities will not accept NHIS cards as they will revert to the cash and carry system. Vice President of the Private Health Facilities Association of Ghana, Samuel Boachidonko, lamented the impact of payment delays on private health facilities, saying they will issue a communique to their members on the way forward.
The money they owe us have still not been paid. We've had several meetings on this money payment, and even there was a press statement, a press conference by the Parliamentary Select Committee on Health. Then Ghana, the government owes NHI, blah, blah, blah stuff. But see, the CEO just called. We had a meeting, promised to pay last week. And last week, nothing came. This week, today I spoke to him. He's saying that there was one man, Mr. Ushu, who was in charge of the finances, payment. That man just went on pension. They gave him a letter today. They asked him to produce for to proceed for leave tomorrow. And so when he went, they didn't change his signature and all his thumbprint and what password and whatever through Bank of Ghana. So now anytime he's using that one as an excuse to mark time, and I don't know. And we can't accept what they're telling us. Because that process, we don't know how long it will take. Whether it will take a year or 2 years or 6 days or 4 days or whatever. But we believe if they really want to pay us, they could have done this last week so that they could pay us. But they are making time. It's intentional something they are doing. They just don't want to pay us. They just want to collapse our business. So we are having a meeting. The members and the executives of the association are having a meeting. We will come out very, very soon. If we don't hear anything from them by payment today, tomorrow, we are coming out to tell the work, saying that we are no longer going to accept the NHI card again.
You heard Vice President of the Private Health Facilities Association of Ghana, Samuel Boachidonko.
Eyewitness News. Be there as it happens.
Do you have a game-changing and innovative business idea or project that can impact the society? This is your moment. Total Energies presents the 4th edition of the Startupper of the Year Challenge. This year, we are looking for 3 winners. The best entrepreneur, also called the InnovUp winner. The best project or innovative business idea that exemplifies the principle of recycling and minimizing waste, also called the Cycle Up winner. And the best project that promotes or relates to sustainable and affordable energies, also called the Power Up winner. And that's not all. 4 additional projects in the Power Up category will be selected by an international jury. Don't wait any longer. Apply at www.startupper.totalenergies.com for a chance to win financial support, professional mentorship, and a spotlight for your project. Terms and conditions apply.
Are you
contractor, builder, or a proud homeowner with an eye for quality and security? Well, look no further than Yale. Yale is the trusted name in security for over 180 years. When it comes to securing your home or business, trust Yale. We make security simple, and we're right here in the heart of Accra, Ghana. Visit our stunning showroom on 11th
Port. The United Countries. A key recommendation is to boost concessional loans characterized by lower interest rates and longer repayment terms and grants. This could be done by increasing the base capital of multilateral and regional banks to expand their lending capacity. Another way to raise concessional finance involves issuing special drawing rights, SDRs. The report says that reducing resource and information asymmetry between borrowers and lenders coupled with legislative measures in lender countries can discourage predatory lending practices. Further recommendations include expanding developing countries' access to foreign currencies through central bank swaps and enhancing resilience during external crises through standstill rules on debtors' obligations, such as climate-resilient debt clauses. This would allow a halt in debt repayment, providing some breathing space for crisis management. The report also says that global debt architecture requires well-developed rules for automatic restructuring and a better global financial safety net.
Those were excerpts of the 2023 UNCTAD's Trade and Development Report. Now, inflation is being projected to fall to 21% for the month of May 2024. That's the forecast by UMB Investment Holdings Limited. The anticipated decline in the rate, according to the firm's latest economic and market analysis, is due to the Bank of Ghana's decision to maintain its policy rate stance at 29% amidst the emergent upside risks to inflation, including currency volatilities. Here is more.
For UMB Investment Holdings Limited, inflation is expected to decline further in May as food inflation continues to slow. However, expected tariff increases in the second quarter of this year are likely to keep inflation at elevated levels. Inflation has steadily declined from the peaks recorded in early 2023, decreasing by an average of 190 points over the past 15 months. Consequently, policymakers decided to keep the monetary policy rate unchanged for a third consecutive time as inflation remains well above the target band of 8 ± 2. On forex exchange issues, UMB Investment Holdings Limited expects the depreciation of the cedi to slow down in June as receipt of the $360 million from the IMF should improve the supply situation in the economy. Already, the Ghana cedi found its footing against the major trading currencies last week after weeks of rough patches on slowing FX demand. This, some market watchers believe, emanated from the measures the Bank of Ghana took to keep the local unit afloat. The Ghana cedi gained 1.01% week on week despite a limited BOG spot market support of $11 million. Again, the cedi retrieved 2.36% week on week and 3.12% week on week of its losses against the pound and the euro respectively. Meanwhile, research firm IC Securities has revised its end 2024 dollar to cedi rate at 15.19 cedis from the initial forecast of 13.2 Ghana cedis. This, it said, is based on the current macroeconomic environment.
That was a news desk report. Now, Arla Foods, one of the country's leading milk brands and makers of Dano milk, is making progress with initiatives to ensure that its customers consume essential protein foods. Although the cost of living continues to rise, the milk producing company remains committed to ensuring a healthy population that will drive growth. Here's head of marketing at Arla Foods, Wilson Agbeko, speaking to the media after the company made some donations to the pediatric unit of the 37 military hospital as part of its corporate social responsibility to mark World Milk Day.
The main reason why we are in Ghana is to provide affordable dairy, quality dairy to our people. We recognize the fact that living conditions generally has become high, but we wouldn't want to leave our consumers behind. So we've come up with different variants of product that everyone can afford. Even we develop a product for the bottom of the pyramid consumer, which goes as low as 1 cedi per sachet, just to make sure that we don't leave any consumer behind in the provision of affordable dairy. So yes, things may be, other brands may be expensive, but Dano milk and Arla Food are consumer centric. We are concerned about the consumer and the fact that they need to live well and need to live strong.
Wilson Agbeko is the head of marketing at Arla Foods Ghana. The National Fisheries Association of Ghana is appealing to government for fuel prices to be stabilized. The association explains that the current cost of fuel for a 250,000-litre tuna vessel averages 3.5 million Ghana cedis, a price which is much higher compared to many West African countries. Vice President of the association, Richtoni Amafio, tells City Business News government must work to ensure fuel price hedging in the industry.
You go to buy fish today is 2 cedis, tomorrow you go added something to it, because our cost of operation just keeps skyrocketing. And people do not understand what we are going through. In other parts of the world, they get subsidy. We don't. And so we have to actually all the cost to the consumer, because when we sell it to the retailers, it goes to the consumer. And so the consumer has to pay, because government is not subsidizing anything we do. And so we have to make sure that the consumer pays for it. You can't talk of any major intervention in terms of our fuel, no. We are not saying government should subsidize our costs directly. What we need to have some arrangement that gives us a fixed price for our fuel, so that we don't have to be buying fuel 20 cedis today and then the next time. So if we can even hedge the price of our fuel.
Richtoni Amafio is the Vice President of the National Fisheries Association of Ghana. Production of gold for this year is projected to range between 4.3 million ounces and 4.5 million ounces due to anticipated increase in the output of large and small-scale producers. This represents a further uptick to 4 million ounces recorded in 2023. Here is more.
The Ghana Chamber of Mines report on mineral production outlook for 2024 attributes the projected increase in gold production to a fresh production from Newmont's Ahafo North project and Cardinal Resources Namdini gold mine, which is expected to supplement the planned production of existing producing member companies' mines. This will also cause a corresponding increase in the chamber's production between a range of 3.1 million ounces and 3.3 million ounces in 2023. Additionally, the output of large-scale mines that do not belong to the Ghana Chamber of Mines and the small-scale subsector is forecasted to rise to 70,000 ounces and 1.2 million ounces in 2024.
That was a news desk report by Daniel Odur-Mensah. And that's all for City Business News on Eyewitness News. My name is Inosafo. Up next is Point Blank.
Eyewitness News. Be there as it happens.
Do you have a game-changing and innovative business idea or project that can impact the society? This is your moment. Total Energies presents the 4th edition of the Startupper of the Year Challenge. This year, we are looking for 3 winners. The best entrepreneur, also called the InnovUp winner. The best project or innovative business idea that exemplifies the principle of recycling and minimizing waste, also called the Cycle Up winner. And the best project that promotes or relates to sustainable and affordable energies, also called the Power Up winner. And that's not all. 4 additional projects in the Power Up category will be selected by an international jury. Don't wait any longer. Apply at www.startupper.totalenergies.com for a chance to win financial support, professional mentorship, and a spotlight for your project. Terms and conditions apply.
Are you feeling tired after a hard day's work? Have you lost your appetite even for your favorite dish? Viral Blood Tonic is a nutritionally balanced, pleasant-tasting tonic fortified with iron and vitamins to boost your appetite and energy levels for high performance. Viral Blood Tonic, easy to take and good for the whole family. Viral from Danex Iting Starwin PLC. If symptoms persist after 48 hours, consult a physician. This advert is FDA approved.
When you want to eat, just Momo it. Tired of the long queues in the supermarket? Pay with Momo. When you really want that beautiful new blouse, just Momo it. When you want to get a trim and get fresh to impress you know who, just Momo it. When you need to pay your utility bills and domestic staff, Shani Momo. When you want to send love to the family back home, send some Momo. Join the millions of MTN Momo users all over Ghana and live life the brighter way. So just Momo it. MTN.
Eyewitness News. Be there as it happens.
97.3 Citi FM is the station. We're broadcasting from Adabraka in Accra. It's 23 minutes to 1900 GMT. My name is Umaru Sandamada. This would have been a time for Point Blank on Eyewitness News. But Ghana has a big game tonight. The Black Stars struggling to qualify for the World Cup. Last week we had a game against Mali. It was cool chop. Well, not cool chop. It was a chop for us. Tonight we have another game coming up. Central African Republic, is it?
Yep.
Benjamin Ketia is head of sports at Citi FM and Channel 1 TV. He's joined me in studio. Ben, how are you doing?
I'm doing good. Sandra, how are you yourself?
I'm well. I was saying to somebody that because we won the game against Mali, we wouldn't do a proper analysis. We would keep celebrating. We will not do a critical analysis. Do you think we did well?
The game against Mali, I believe, was a game of two halves. So Mali played well in the first half. We played well in the second half. On the balance of play, I think Mali had more quality chances, but in the end, that's how football is. Football is cruel. If you get your chances and you don't put them away, you'll be punished, and that's exactly what happened. So Ghana, being the away team, managed to take advantage of our chances, and we won the game. And it was Ghana's first win against a top 10 team in over 3 years, I believe.
What happened? Is this some motivation that has come from somewhere, or just God? We should thank God. That's all.
A myriad of factors. I would say Mali were missing some key big names in this particular game, and so that would count for something. But I think with Mali also is that they have a penchant for playing really good football, but they seem to lack killer instinct. It's just something that permeates their team, whether it's an AFCON, whether it's a qualifier. They'll play all the great football, but and in an AFCON setting, they'll make it to a semi-final, a quarter-final. They just don't have what it takes to eventually go all the way and win it. And I think that's what sort of played out, because in the game against Ghana, they were the better team in terms of quality of football played, but lack of killer instinct eventually cost them.
So they had statistics but no goals.
Exactly.
So at the end of the day, we won.
Yeah.
Tonight, what should we look out for?
Well, it's another interesting game. It's a really tricky group, actually. So Ghana is in Group I. And as things stand currently, Ghana is third in the group. And so we're not
out of 6? Or?
Yes, third out of 6. So it's a group made up of Madagascar, Comoros, Ghana, Mali, Central African Republic, and Chad, in that order. So that's how the table looks like. So Madagascar and Comoros are currently leading in the group. Ghana is third, but all three teams are on 6 points. And then Mali and Central African Republic are both on 4 points. So it's a really, really tight group. It's really close. And if you look at the group and how it is already, Ghana's already lost to Comoros in this group as things stand now. And so
we lost 1-1.
Yep.
And we have one tonight.
Good.
So tonight we should win.
Good. Ghana need to win tonight's game. So if you look at the results sheet, just like you're saying, yes, Ghana, dating back, let me just take you back to the World Cup. So Ghana lost 1-0 to Comoros away from home, and then we beat Madagascar. That made our first 3 points, and now we've beaten Mali, so that's another 3 points, so that's 6. And that, I must admit, that Mali win was very, very unexpected, because, like I said, we hadn't won a competitive game in like 7 matches.
So the hope was not that high.
Nope. I was thinking best case Ghana draw in that game, so that was a huge result.
So tonight, what are you looking forward to winning? I'm seeing you have the lineup, don't you?
We do have the lineup. So actually, the big milestone coming out of this one is that Jordan Ayew is making his 100th cap for the Black Stars today.
Okay.
Game number 100.
Wow.
That's a lot. His brother Andre Ayew, I believe,
and he was shining last week.
He did. He was actually the super sub in that game. He came on while Ghana was struggling. First attempt gave Thomas Partey a really incisive pass that Partey missed, and then off a ball from Fatawu Issahaku, he himself got in on the action and scored. And so he's been really important, and that goal has just put in context a lot of conversations. Remember that his brother Andre Ayew was dropped from this squad by Otuado, and he explained that it's a tactical decision, he's moving on. A lot of people were asking themselves what will happen to Jordan, and then he came off the bench and scored. A lot of Ghanaians or a certain school of thought believe that is his role now. He should be coming from the bench as an impact sub and should not be starting games. But in this particular game, Otuado has decided that because Jordan was so good in the last game, in the few minutes he played, he started. So if you don't mind, let me just give you the starting lineup. So
yes.
You have Lawrence Atizigi in post. Ali Duseidu is out there with Thomas Partey, Mohamed Salisu, Fatawu Issahaku, Jordan, Gideon Mensah, Mohamed Kudus, Abdul Salih Samed, Kamal Dean, and Alexander Jiku. So that's what it's looking like for the Black Stars as far as the starting lineup is concerned.
Vimde?
Oh, plenty Vim. It's a Kumasi game. Plenty Vimde.
Yeah, I mean, so you have the good support, but Central African Republic,
tricky side.
Big on football?
Yeah, not until recently. Again, let me show you what they have been doing in this particular competition. So they won their last game, which was against Chad by 1-0. They drew 1-1 with Mali. They went all the way to Bamako and drew 1-1, and then they lost 4-2 to Comoros. But Ghana played the Central African Republic, I believe, in the Cup of Nations qualifiers, the last African Cup of Nations qualifier, and they beat us 2-0 in one of the games. And then we eventually won the return leg. But I remember prior to going to the last AFCON in Cote d'Ivoire, their head coach told us that we are not good enough and that we'll find out how bad we are as a team when we get to Cote d'Ivoire. And it played out in black and white. And so this is a game the Black Stars have, I think the players have marked this down in their calendars just purely based on the history of those two AFCON qualifiers. So this should be a good game.
Before I leave the studio for you, so what's the plan with the Ayew brothers? So Jordan is in there. What happens to Dede? Is it goodbye, final goodbye, or you stay, let me qualify for the World Cup and I'll take you to go and showcase to the world?
Otuado will be in a better position to answer that question. But when he was asked about why he dropped Andre Ayew and whether this was let's say a tactical decision for these qualifiers or this was the beginning of the end, he decided to be coy about it. He says he never says never. And so that's